Talking more liposuction. I hope you're ready. We're going to talk about how to get rid of these big hanging bellies, how we're doing it without a tummy tuck, no cutting of the skin. This is really next level stuff here, giving you options that may not have been available in the past. Those of you who've been told that you have to get a tummy tuck, that's your only option, there's more options. And these are people that you may have been turned down elsewhere. They said you were too big, your BMI is too high. We are able to help you by removing large volumes of fat to get rid of that stuff, all that belly, that stuff that's hanging in front of you, making it. So check this out. Check out how the belly was sticking out further than the breast, and then afterwards, that simple change, man. What a big difference, though. Big difference. See, this is just proportions. We can change the proportions by removing the fat, and it changes everything. Imagine how much she's going to be able to do with not having that belly there, restricting her, bending forward, hurting her back, being able to tie your shoes. I mean, the little things in life, little things. What would you be able to do, right? How are you restricted now? You know, so many times we it becomes our normal where this big hanging belly is restricting us, and it's doing it so consistently that to us that's normal, and we think, well, we're not even restricted. When in reality, once you get rid of that belly, you realize that it's like a whole new world opens up to you, and it's incredible. And that's what, if you're not part of our private Facebook group yet, you got to get on that private Facebook group. Many of our previous patients are there sharing their stories, and they're available to communicate with you. So if you have any questions or concerns, or you want to know, is this real, you can actually communicate with the individuals. Most of these pictures behind me you'll see are from people posting live in the group. What's up, Royalty? It says, did you transfer any fat into her butt? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. In fact, this picture behind me is only the front of the abdomen. We didn't even do liposuction on the side or the back. So this is only the front of the abdomen. And the reason why we do that is because you can see how we get a significant amount of fat out there, which makes it so we can change the proportions. You see in the before picture how her belly is protruding out, like I would say a good 6 to 8 inches beyond her breast. And then in the after photo, the breasts are sticking out further than the belly. Well, that's a huge amount of fat. Imagine it's like you're carrying a 5-gallon jug of water in front of you. That's what it's synonymous with. So there's a lot of fat there, a lot of fat. It makes a huge dramatic change. It's a lot of work. It's a big procedure. Okay, I want to go get my chin lipo in April, but have loose skin. You know, Agnes, it's amazing how well the skin retracts back with these procedures. Obviously there's limitations to everything, but it's really incredible what's possible. So don't underestimate the potential. If you're interested, doing the formal consultation, you'll get to speak with me or Kale directly, and we can assess your specific situation. And based off of our experience, we should be able to give you a good idea of what the expectations may be after the procedure. What's up, Boris? I think Boris from New Jersey. What's up? I like New Jersey. I actually did some training out in New Jersey. Okay, what's the max BMI for patients? So Royal, and any of you, if you're ready to, if you're curious, you're interested in pricing, perhaps you're wondering what it might cost you. We do offer our quick quote system, so it's really easy. You can get your instant quote immediately. Just input some basic information, so make some basic choices. If you go to our website, myshapelipo.com, right on the front there, you click on the instant quote, the quick quote, and you can get your answers there. As far as max BMI, we don't have a max BMI. We utilize BMI, but it's more as a categorization as opposed to a restriction. So we're not trying to restrict you and saying this is our max BMI, but rather we deal with very large individuals and we do very large procedures, but the various BMIs kind of categorize you as a volume that we need to remove. And so we need to kind of anticipate the volume of fat that we would remove on the individual. That's what the BMI helps us accomplish. Okay, people with diabetes, can they do this procedure? Absolutely. So people with diabetes, as you see, many of our patients are very large, and as you gain this much weight, type 2 diabetes becomes more and more common. So many of our patients are diabetic, primarily type 2 diabetics, but the key is it has to be well controlled. So you have to be taking your medication, and your blood sugars have to be controlled properly for us to move forward with the procedure. And we just test that. We do a hemoglobin A1C, which shows how well your blood sugars have been over the past 3 months or so. Okay, Melanie says, I feel my arms are too fat. Can we help it? Of course. Of course. That's what we do. We suck fat off of people. What's up, Rebecca? Rebecca, I hope you're doing better. I know tough times. I feel you. I hope everything's going well with you and your family, though. All right, Agnes, we'll do a consultation, get you hooked up. Yeah, Melanie, arms are, man, it's you know, obviously we show a lot of abdomen. This is the most common thing. That's what people like to see. They want to see the big dramatic change. But we do a lot of arms too. Arms are awesome results. This is a larger individual. Just kind of shows you the idea. So when people say, "Oh, I have arms and it's like hanging skin," you know, the skin's not going to retract back. What's up, Kale?
Yo.
The skin's not going to retract back. And you have a plastic surgeon telling you that you need to get arm lift and cut the skin away. Well, you know, you can clearly see that the skin retracts back. It may not be perfect, and it depends on your expectations and what you want. But you know, it's definitely an option. It's definitely a big, you know. Even for larger individuals that got these hanging skin, it's definitely an option for them. What's a good word, Kale?
What's going on, everybody out there? Listen, we've been crazy busy. We've done a lot of procedures. It's been awesome. Yeah, in fact, I just got a text from one of the lymphatic masseuses that we use. She followed up with one of our patients, and she texted me, she goes, "Oh my gosh, I just saw so-and-so and they look amazing." So it's not just you that's going to see it, it's going to be everybody else. And it's just, I don't know. She's super stoked because she's like on this precipice of getting ready to pull the trigger and wanting to do some liposuction. So this is going to motivate her to get her life in order and get her health under control. So.
Yeah, Rebecca, it's tough. Parenting is tough. It ain't easy.
Yeah, Rebecca, I think I told you, I may have sent you a message, but yeah, I actually made my kid, my 14-year-old, sign a contract for a cell phone use. I don't know if anyone's ever had to do that before, but yeah, I was kind of tired of him just acting like a jerk.
Yeah.
And so I wrote up this contract, and I set the whole family down, and I read it through line by line, and I made sure that he understood all of it. And since then, it's been pretty amazing. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what changed in his mind. I don't know.
Made it legal.
Yeah, right. Made it binding, you know, and I made him sign it.
Something
And I
writing.
signed it too. Yeah. So that was that like physical action of like committing to something. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Man, there's lots of tricks. Try whatever works, right? He just doesn't get the phone, period. There you go.
So yeah,
no
listen,
contract necessary then.
I've done that before too. Yeah. Absolutely. So, hey, I just wanted to touch out. This morning, I had this interesting interaction with one of my friends. Okay, you know, we're pushing about the same demographic, Trevor and I, and you know, a lot of stuff has been going on with this COVID thing, right? You know, people are dying that you know you thought were going to be around forever. At least I did, and man, I started thinking about all of the loved ones that I have, that I you know expect to live long lives with, and you know, and I started considering some of their health and some of the decisions that they're making. And anyway, long story short, a buddy of mine texted me a couple of things last night, and I called him this morning and said, "Hey man, I just wanted to reach out. I don't mean to be pompous. I don't mean to like, you know, be intrusive in your personal life, but dude, I care about you, right? And I care about your health, and I think it's time for you to get healthy. And let me help you get healthy." And I gave him a couple of options. I said, "Why don't you come up here and let's do some liposuction on you, because I kind of want to have you around for a little bit longer." And he says, "Oh, well, what's the benefits of doing that?" And I said, "Well, you know, the size of belly that you have on you, you know, the fat acts as a separate organ. It's giving off estrogen. You probably don't have any testosterone produced. It's increasing your cardiovascular demand. It's hard on your joints. It's probably gonna, cause you to have diabetes at some point, or what we call metabolic syndrome. This is just gonna be something that I can do and we can change in a matter of a couple of hours. And it's gonna absolutely improve your quality of life and probably keep you around for a little bit longer. So it was interesting to have this nice little conversation with this guy who's already been contemplating how he should get healthy. And then it turned into, well, can you do my wife too? Absolutely, absolutely. And ultimately, what I left him with was, I said, hey, listen, man, you want to be around for your grandkids when they start showing up.
Mm-hmm.
So get yourself healthy, man.
Yep.
I don't want to attend any more funerals. I'm done with funerals.
Seriously. Letitia, what's included in the recovery house and how do I determine if I need it or not? So, Letitia, I actually just added some additional information on the quick quote. So when you choose the recovery house in the pricing section for the quick quote, it'll pop up with a description of what's included in there. So just for reference, you can go back to that, but I'll let you know right now. So what's included is it's 3 nights, 4 days. So you're gonna fly in and check into the recovery house the day before your procedure, and then you're gonna come for your procedure. You're gonna stay then 2 nights afterwards. As part of the recovery house, they'll do transportation to and from the airport, to and from our office. They'll also supply food and drink, healthy food and drink, lymphatic massages and other treatments as necessary, lodging obviously, and
Lexi's just going to take care of you. She's basically going to wait on you hand and foot and just kind of chauffeur you around. It makes it very easy to come into Vegas and get a procedure done. She does a great job.
And so you asked, how do I determine if I need it or not? So, it's basically a person that's going to take care of you properly after a procedure like this. So it's of value. Now, clearly it's possible to do this without going to recovery house, but it's in your best interest to go somewhere where you can be taken care of.
So bottom line is just a little backstory on Lexi. Lexi has been doing this like post-op care for people that have undergone liposuction and body sculpting procedures for a long time. She's been in the game for a while. She has clients that fly in after they've had their procedures done in Florida, and she takes care of them in hotel rooms. She's just kind of like, she's just like one of those that loves to get involved in this particular field, and she's really good at it. And so that's why we approached her about this and said, hey, we would like to mainstream this option, and worked out some logistics. And so that's kind of that's how we went about it, and it's great. It's an awesome option.
It's definitely valuable to the patients. I think it helps with their recovery, helps with their outcomes even, so it's a big deal. So Jessica Robertson says, previous patient, she wants to come for round 2. How long do you need to wait? She's 1 month out. So the recommendations are to wait a minimum of 30 days. Kayla likes patients to wait longer. It kind of depends on where we're treating. If we're treating in a adjacent area, then it may cause issues potentially. But yeah, it's really ultimately up to how you're feeling and how you're healing after the procedure. If everything's going great, then we can do things sooner.
So Royalty Lokes asks, is there a max BMI for patients? No, we consider all body shapes and sizes. Jump on the web page, start your quick quote, identify yourself according to like what category you belong into. That'll put you for that'll categorize you, and then you can kind of go through the different options and the different pricing. And then when you're ready, set a formal consultation, and then you'll get a talk with Trevor or myself, and we can walk through what your body habitus looks like, what areas you want treated, what we feel works really, really good, and it's pretty seamless, pretty easy. So no, there's no BMI restrictions. Bori Sensual 16 says, people with diabetes can do this procedure? ? Yeah, so absolutely. We do a lot of diabetics. The only caveat to that is we want your diabetes to be in control, okay? We've run into this very seldom, but sometimes it happens. A girl basically set a schedule, didn't get her labs drawn in time. She made it all the way out here to Vegas without contacting us and letting us know that, she was a diabetic, and bottom line is we had to reschedule her because her diabetes was not under control. Diabetes is one of those disease states that can do a lot of bad, and it can prevent healing, and it's just one of those things that you need to have it under control so that your healing process goes much smoother.
Okay, over in YouTube, we had a question from Creative. Let's see, does it get rid of subcutaneous fat as well? Well, in fact, it only gets rid of subcutaneous fat.
That's right.
So the other fat you would be referring to would be visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat behind the muscle, and that is the stuff that we are unable to get to. But all the stuff that you see is subcutaneous fat. That's what makes the big dramatic change.
But here's the note on visceral fat. Okay, so it's bottom line is visceral fat starts to form when your body has nowhere else to store fat. Like when you've hit like your max and you're starting to put on a lot of excess everywhere, it says, okay, well, let's put it on here. We've got all of this excess, energy that we've got to store, and it starts, creating fat, deposits around your organs, which can be very unhealthy.
I mean, these are so cool. So if you're not part of our private Facebook group, you want to get into the group so you can connect with individuals just like this. She just posted this a couple days ago, so we try and keep this stuff refreshed and putting up new content during our lives. But if you want to communicate directly with these people, you can literally go in there and make comments and private message them. Keep in mind they are private individuals, so they're not employees of ours, so they're not available all the time, and they may or may not choose to respond to you, but they are there, and a lot of them are very willing to communicate and help you out.
So Royalty Logs comments, can you post up somebody that is in a certain demographic as far as weight goes, that has had liposuction and BBL? So typically, if you're in that weight range of 280 to 300, we're probably going to wait for the second session of lipo. Okay, and there's a lot of reasons for this. So when a body habitus is a certain size and you're carrying a lot of weight on the front of the abdomen, we typically do that first. And what that does is that gives your body a chance to adjust. It gives your body, the skin, a chance to kind of come back so it doesn't sag, and we can get really, really aggressive with the amount of fat that we can take out of the front. And so therefore, your results look amazing as far as the front goes. And then when you come back and we work on the hips and sides and lower back, that's when we typically work on a transfer to the butt, because then we're sculpting that lower area. Now, if it's the boobs, you want to do the boobs the first time, then okay, no big deal. But yeah, so typically in that particular weight range, we're probably going to break it up into two, depending on what your body habitus looks like.
So, interestingly enough, at that size, you may not actually need a fat transfer. Can you show that one with the big lower back? So when in just removal of the fat, we can literally carve out the shape of a butt. So just because you think your butt's flat now, it's likely just because of the proportions of your body. So when we change the proportions of your body, it changes everything. And this picture we're pulling up right now just shows you how, she carried a dramatic amount of fat above the butt. And although this is a direct, view from above, if you looked at her from the side, it would look like that lower back stuck out further than the butt, which in all purposes would give her the presentation of a flat butt or a concave butt, in fact. So just by removing the fat, we can literally, the butt pops out. And I know that there's a lot of other girls on here that have had the procedure. They can attest to this. When we take the fat out in the lower back, it makes the butt pop out. So those larger individuals, your 280 to 300 range, you may not need a fat transfer. Typically, those people don't have a shortage of fat. So it's not about adding fat. It's about just repositioning and making the proportions better.
And that's why it's so important to actually get us on the phone and let us look at your photos and discuss what your goals are, because we do this a lot. We've done it a lot, and so we understand how the body works, how the fat sits, and what areas need to be treated in order to achieve the goal that you're looking for.
And our goal is not to charge you the most money. Our goal is to do the right thing for you and for your body. So that's why getting on the conversation with us and the formal consultation, you'll get our opinion, and you may find will save you some money.
Is there a price range for the arm section? Actually, Melanie, on the quick quotes section, okay, you do the same thing. You enter your height and your weight, and then you put in you click the category that you kind of associate with, all right? And then there's an option just for the upper body, which includes the arms, the bra rolls front and back, and then I think the chin as well.
Yeah.
And it's all one price. And if you don't feel like your body is representative with the pictures that we show for an example, then just set a time to get a formal consultation so we can discuss what you're looking like, what your fears are, what you see, and then we can compare it with what we see and go about the best treatment for you.
So we got another person asking about a in-house consultation. So we don't have a formal time that we are doing in-house consultations, but if you're local here and you want to be seen, we are in the office and we are able to see you, so we can set something up that's possible. If you guys really want to start being seen in person, we can probably make arrangements for that.
So Shani Renee asked, how long after the liposuction procedure can you go to the pool or the beach? So that just depends on you, okay? That just depends on you. But the first couple of days you're going to be draining out liquid, okay? The first couple of weeks it's going to be kind of uncomfortable. And then, after about the third, fourth week, you're going to really start to see the shape and you're going to start fitting into your clothes better and you're going to be a lot more active. And then at that point, if you want to go to the beach, yeah, absolutely. Your holes are probably closed off by that point after a couple of days. So there's really no restrictions. It only gets better, okay? Like 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, it just gets better and better and better. And your clothes will ultimately not fit, I guarantee it, because we get super aggressive. You're gonna have to go get some new clothes and it's just gonna be this amazing thing. People are gonna comment on how great you look. So yeah, it just depends on you.
So Lily, on YouTube, if you live in Arizona, do the virtual consultation. You don't have to drive all the way out here for a consultation. We do this stuff over the phone. And most of our patients are flying in from out of state. That's why we make this stuff so easy. So,
listen, and Lily, we do this a lot virtually, and
yeah.
so we've seen a lot, and we understand what each body, like most body systems, we understand the intricacies of how the fat lays, and so listen, we're really good, and we're usually really spot on with all of our assessments. Okay, every once in a while we get fooled. Don't get me wrong, but we're really good.
Tati Smith says Spanish, please. So Tati, if you have a question you wanted to ask in Spanish, Kale can answer that in Spanish for you, but.
Tati, háblame en español por este texto, ¿ok? Un comentario, yo puedo contestarte.
What's up, Elsie? Isn't it so rewarding seeing having our patients come back here?
Dude, it's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome.
There's a Spanish question. ¿A quién contacto para una consulta?
En español. Bueno, tenemos una forma. Con nuestra forma, hay una opción en la página 2 donde se puede hacer un clic y cambiar el idioma hasta español. Es bien fácil hacerlo. Si necesitas más información y ayuda con esto, se puede llamar a nuestra oficina y hablar con Catherine o Susie. Ellos le pueden ayudar.
Rebecca's giving you a shout out, Granville.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Granville.
I know.
Amazing.
He's the unsung hero.
Stacy, that's amazing.
Support Essential 16, what is included in the price? Or have you any package that we can choose? Listen, jump on it's super easy, it really is. Just jump on the page, go through the options, and you can see it's very, very detailed.
So I've added on the quick quote as an added benefit that we have frequently asked questions. We have videos so you can go through like an hour of videos that you can go through, see all the frequently asked questions and see how we answer them. And then in written format it's there as well. I just added additional information down at the bottom. So in the pricing section, there's information on the recovery house and also what Smart Lipo is and any of the add-ons. So we're continuing to improve and get better.
So Elizabeth 47 says, how much lipo and back? I'm not even sure what you mean, Elizabeth, but
well, how much? Let's just go there. Just go to get the quick quote. Go get the quick quote if you want pricing.
Absolutely.
And you can just go to our website, myshapelipo.com.
Right. How much can we do? How much does it cost? I don't know. But yeah, listen, It's really simple. Jump on the page and just enter your information. And you'll have a pretty good idea of what your particular procedure is going to cost very rapidly. Okay.
So Shannon, if you're just looking for basic pricing, you can go through the quick quote. You don't need to send any pictures. Once you get the basic pricing and you like that and you want to move forward, then the next step is a formal consultation. And in that case, you're going to schedule, and both of these can be done on our website, myshapelipo.com. So the quick quote is the basic, get you started, get your quote, your number, and you like that, then it's time to move forward. The next step is a formal consultation. You're going to get on a phone call with us for 15 to 30 minutes and discuss your situation. We'll review the pictures. It also, through that form, it allows you to upload the photos. So your question on how to upload the photos, that's the answer.
So Shani Renee, I think you're referring back to the what's the time frame that you can go to the pool or the beach. Listen, bottom line is that's just going to depend on you, and I'll tell you right now.
So ultimately the wounds have to heal.
And
that could be a week or it could be 10 weeks.
That's right. All it has to do is just close off and to where you have a barrier to external bacteria or germs. Okay. After you get done with this procedure, listen, don't have any shame, man. Listen, go do some amazing things.
Wear a bikini for the first time.
Absolutely. And you know what? Dude, I put my wife's photos up here a lot, and I use her a lot because, I'm unapologetic. Here it is. This is what it can do for you, and go have a good time. Go create some memories with your kids. Go to the pool, because I know you've been avoiding the pool with your kids for a long time. So go to the pool and go experience some time. Go create some memories with them.
So Tina says, what is the max number of liters you can take out of the midsection? Well, Tina, really what you're looking for is what kind of results can we get for someone your size. So if you go into the quick quote system, for whatever your BMI is, there are specific photos uploaded specifically for people within your BMI. So it'll give you an idea. Someone's going to look similar to you most likely, so you can get an idea of what kind of change can happen. It's because the number, the volume is really irrelevant. We're getting results here. In 10 years from now, you're not going to be like, well, he only got X number of volume, but your belly's flat now.
Which was interesting because we had a patient today that came back. She had liposuction 9 years ago, and Trevor, you've only been in business for 11.
Right. She was one of the first. She was from 2013.
So she was like one of the first couple that probably came through the door. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, she was, I think she was in her early 50s, and wow, her results still looked really amazing.
Right.
Yeah. And what did she do? She just came and just got a little touch up and.
Well, she got her pubic done, and so back then, we weren't recommending pubic, or we were charging separately. So she made a cost decision, and she said, okay, I'm going to get the midsection done, and I don't need to treat the pubic area. So she made that choice not to do it, and now later she's got this big full area and she wants to take care of. The other thing that she didn't have done that would have been valuable for her that we're doing now is we did not do the 360. That term 360 did not exist at that time. So we didn't do the lower back area, which left her with a fullness there above the butt. So now we've been getting better. Things are different. Whenever we do the front of the belly like this, we always take care of the pubic area as well. It's included in the package.
So I want to point this photo out. This girl right here at this stage is 2 months out. 2 months out. Look how flat that is. And look on this page on the picture where she's got the gray bottoms on. See how her breasts are back? They look recessed in comparison to the size of the abdomen. And then on this other photo over on this side, you can see how they stick out.
I mean, that's like 8 or 9 inches.
Yeah. So she got a twofer. She got liposuction on the front and she got a boob job at the same time. I'm just kidding. We did not do anything with her boobs.
Nothing.
Those are natural boobs.
This is just the front of the belly.
Just liposuction.
So those people are saying, well, you're just going to do the front of the belly. This is what just the front of the belly looks like. It's a huge dramatic change because we're getting a tremendous amount of fat out of there, a lot. ¿Cuánto sale un tummy tuck? How much does a tummy tuck cost?
Bueno, ¿cuánto sale un tummy tuck? No hacemos tummy tucks acá en nuestro edificio, no, con nuestra empresa. No hacemos ninguna corte, ¿ok? Hacemos algunos huequitos, entramos nuestros herramientas y hacemos la liposuction y y sacamos casi toda la grasa y formamos su cuerpo. No es necesario a tener un tummy tuck, aunque todos los doctores lo dicen, ¿no? Esa persona atrás no ha tenido un tummy tuck, no cortamos ella.
I think someone answered here. Let me read this. She says, ellos no hacen tummy tuck, solo liposucción.
Ahí está. Listen to this guy. He's bilingual. Absolutely
Wouldn't
bilingual.
that be a good story, you know, in 5 years? I learned Spanish from doing lives. Liposuction language.
So, Vile K says, I'm really skinny, but I'm trying to gain weight. I would assume you're wanting some sort of augmentation in either the breast or the butt. Yeah, listen, that's happened before. We've both worked on patients where, you know, they put some weight on because they were real thin, and then we tried to, you know, do a fat transfer to one of the areas. And so, yeah, it works. We can do it. Submit your photos, you know, set a formal consultation, and we'll discuss. You know, the way that our system works is the smaller body habitus, it seems like it's a little unfair, but when you look at it, the smaller body habitus have less fat to take out. And so, you know, it's less work, okay? And so it's gonna be priced accordingly. The larger body habitus is probably gonna be a little more expensive because there's a lot more work. So yeah, we can do them all. Is that Petiwana right there?
Yeah, she's amazing. What's up, Elsie?
Elsie Salazar?
Elsie Salazar.
Ahí está.
Y una lipo.
Mira, Elsie, ¿cuándo vas a regresar para completar todo, ah? Los fotos se ven muy, muy bonita. Felicitaciones.
Okay, it's Janet. There's let's see, there's someone asking, a mí se me hizo ridículo in price. She's saying the price is ridiculous at 10,000.
Yeah, no sé qué pasa,
She
bueno,
must be a
¿qué dice?
category 4.
Bueno, si su estómago está muy, muy grande, a veces demora mucho tiempo y mucho esfuerzo a sacar la grasa. Eso se refleja en el precio. Bueno, me imagino que hay muchas personas que lo van a hacerlo por más barato, pero no van a, te lo juro, no van a tener los mismos resultados tal como a ella, ¿no? Porque me imagino que si el precio era como 10,000, era un estómago bien grande tal como la ella. So I just said that, you know, if she had a quote that high, it's probably because her stomach was really, really big, and somebody else could probably do it, but they're not going to get the results that we get.
Right.
So
like this would be something that this is she's in the same BMI as an individual. It'd be 10,000 for the front of the abdomen, but you see the kind of results that you get. You know, the belly's gone. You don't need a tummy tuck, and she's up walking around. This is what, 7 days out, or was it?
yeah, 1 week out. This is 1 week out. So if you think that's incredible, then come to us. If you don't think it's incredible, you know, I don't know what to tell you. But to us, that is incredible because all of the plastics and cosmetics guys over the last whatever 20, 30, 40 years has said, no, you shouldn't do that like that. You can't do that in a weight procedure, and you can't take out that much fat in it at one time. No, the skin's gonna hang. You need to do a tummy tuck. And they still continue to say that. But, you know, it happens. We do it every day. This is 7 weeks post-op. Look at the look on her face. Super happy. These are not our photos. These are hers. So Erica Ortiz 84 says, if we have loose skin in the stomach, can Lipo 360 be done to make the waist slimmer? Absolutely. Listen, so most people, it was funny. I just talked to a previous client, and she was in her like late 40s, and she goes, yeah, I used to work out really, really hard, and I thought I could get in really, really good shape, and I'm so glad I decided to do liposuction because you've given me curves that I never ever had when I was working out hardcore in my 30s. And I go, yeah, there's just these fat deposits that are like located on the sides of the hips and the lower back that you just can't get rid of. no matter how hard you work out. And so by doing liposuction, we can sculpt that waistline, we can bring in those sides, we can shape that lower back, and we can work on the front of the abdomen. You look amazing.
It's not the same as weight loss. You know, people say, oh, well, I'll just lose weight. It's not the same at all. You're not going to get these curves by losing weight. This person loses 30 or 40 pounds. They're just a smaller version of what they look like in the before picture. There's just a smaller version.
So Nadine LV says, so the skin will snatch in, and that's why you don't need a tummy tuck. Listen,
Look at it. Just look at the proof is in the pudding. We don't even have to say anything. It's just the words are right here.
yeah, there was no tummy tuck here. No tummy tuck. And this is like, you know, one of those things where if you do it right and you mitigate all of the risk factors and you take it out really, really fast, and we do. We worked together on a procedure, a 360 yesterday, and I think we had her done in like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, you're literally on the table, you know, infiltrated, numbed up, and the fat's gone, and you're back to your hotel in like less than 3 hours. So, I mean, that's pretty amazing. So, yeah, we can do that with these particular types of patients, and it's possible. You don't need a tummy tuck.
What's up, Petta Preston? Stacy wants everyone to say hello to her. She's new to the family.
What's up, Stace? So, Erica Ortiz, listen, the skin is amazing. What it does is it retracts. You give it the opportunity to retract, it will retract, okay? We started doing just the front of the abdomens with the thought that, you know, if you give the skin a chance, it will retract. So that's why we break this up into two. It helps with the skin retraction. The skin has a memory.
This one here, you know, you may not be able to see. I'm going to try and zoom in, but she had really profound stretch marks from multiple babies, and yet the skin retracts back. Now, it's not perfect, and so if you're expecting your skin to be perfect as if you never had stretch marks before, that's not realistic. But you can see it tightens up, and it does improve, and it does get better, and it's natural. That fold's gone. I mean, look at her, how she has such an arch to her back, just because it's an illusion. It's because of that big belly in the front. You take the belly away and the whole profile changes.
So this is Gilvette, and she's done like, I don't know, 3 or 4 different procedures. I don't know if this is the one you're referencing, Patricia LV, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Did you work just on the front of the abdomen on her when you did hers?
I think we did 360.
Did 360 all at once?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just one procedure. Yeah, so we've conformed and we've changed and we've continued to like evolve, and you know, we're taking patients like this right now and we're just working on the front of the abdomen, and then the skin comes back even tighter, and then we're completing the 360. So yeah, some of these photos represent when we got really, really aggressive and tried to do a 360 on some of these.
And you know what we found is when we got overly aggressive, the patients suffer the consequences. It's more challenging. The recovery is more difficult. It's traumatic to the body. So we need to keep things within a safe limit. So you know, ultimately, your health is the number one thing. It's another picture, Gilbert. Again, just showing off how that looseness of the skin, when it bounces back.
Yeah.
And you can see that, you know, she's got like almost like purple stretch marks.
Oh, something happened.
Oh, I get a picture of Granville's arm.
Well, there you go.
It was only the arm
too. Had part of your fro. Yeah. So I mean, look at this. If you guys, you know,
and the belly button looks different.
This is phenomenal. Like, I guarantee you guys cannot go on a single plastics or cosmetics web page in the country and see these kind of results without a tummy tuck. I guarantee it. Or getting put under anesthesia, or you know, being on the table for like 6 or 7 hours. I guarantee you cannot.
Porque hay que pagar para una evaluation? So why do we have to pay for an evaluation?
Yeah, bueno, no tienes que pagar por el presupuesto rápido. Se puede sacar, bueno, entrar su información para que sepas realmente lo que va a costar si cuando estás en serio y quieres mover adelante y quieres hacer una consulta con un profesional como Trevor y yo, bueno, tenemos que, bueno, sacar tiempo de nuestro horario para hacerlo. y eso ayuda con la cuesta, ¿no?
So Erica says, sounds good. How can I get a consultation? So Erica, the first step is getting your quick quote. It'll get your pricing. You can do that on our website, myshapelipo.com. And if you like the pricing and you're serious, you want to move forward, then the next step is a formal consultation. Again, it's on the website. You can click there. You'll be able to upload photos. It's a $100 fee for a 30-minute phone call.
So Nadine, LV, yeah, I don't know. You had liposuction before. You got some lumpy results. We would have to see it. We have to take a look at it. I mean, there's no way that we could, just.
It's considered a revision.
Yeah.
And if you have fat in there, then it's possible to make things smoother. But, we'd have to evaluate it.
Sure. So the question is, can you gain back weight in the abdomen after this procedure?
So theoretically it is possible because we don't remove 100% of the fat. However, we're removing upwards of, what would you say, 90%?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a tremendous
yeah.
amount. So we're leaving only a small amount left, like trace fat cells left behind. So that's why ideally you maintain your weight. If you maintain the weight, the results will remain exactly the same as long as you're maintaining the weight. If you don't and you gain weight, it's theoretically it's possible to gain back, but it's going to be significantly less in the area that we treated, and it'll be more in other areas where you have fat cells.
So LC Salazar says, gracias. I think next year might be ready for round 2. Let's see. Listen, I can't wait.
Heck yeah.
Get in here. We want to absolutely change the way that you look. This is like super infectious for us. This is why we get up in the morning. He's worked in the other side of medicine. I've worked on the other side of medicine, and I'm telling you, there's nothing more rewarding than helping people with their confidence, with their overall health, with their self-esteem. It's just it's a cool calling. It really is.
Rebecca says, price is equivalent to the work and outcome. Go somewhere else and you'll probably be turned away anyways. That's the unfortunate truth. There's a lot of the patients that we are helping. There's not many other people in the country that are trying to help that patient population. So if you find somebody that's willing to help get rid of your belly, you should probably say thank you and do it.
Yeah, I mean, what did our patient say today? I mean, she had, she looked great with an abdominal 360, 9 years post.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's 50 something, and she said she went and got a consultation locally, and the provider just said, no, you need a tummy tuck. No, you need a tummy tuck.
And she was just asking for the pubic area, right?
Yeah, and all she wanted was just a little touch in the pubic area. Like, when you grab her, like, around the midsection, there's not much. Yeah.
Skin's tight.
Yeah, it looks good. But like, that's how they make their money. They make their money through cutting, and cutting is easy. So the tummy tucks are really easy. They make a big long incision. They do a little bit of liposuction. They pull it tight. They sew it together, and they send you on your way. And oftentimes they leave a bunch of fat behind. Mm-hmm. And we get a lot of patients that say, "Oh, I'm just not happy with my results. I just paid 14 grand. I just paid 20 grand for a tummy tuck, and I'm not happy. What can you do?" And we do liposuction on them, and it looks amazing. And the unfortunate part is they had to pay twice.
There's some pictures of Rebecca here. But Letitia says, with the stomach lipo, do you give a faja and stomach board? So we do give a binder, an abdominal binder, which it'll fit everybody, but it's not great. It's meant to get you by for the first few days until you stop draining. So those first few days, you're going to ruin our garment. Then you're going to want to get into a better faja afterwards.
Wait. What do you mean it's not great? Like, I did this procedure, and I use that abdominal binder.
I did too. They're good. Great. They're good, but yeah. I think there's. Well, I would say it's not great. I think there's better.
So
it's good. It's good enough. It'll get you by, and then we also use as far as the lipo board. We don't give you a board, but we give you foam, and the foam does the same purpose as the board.
So the idea is not that you need a bunch of expensive stage 1, stage 4, whatever fajas. I mean, I get that those exist out there, and they probably have a function. But bottom line is, what you need just compression of the skin up next to the abdominal wall evenly. That's all you need. Okay, we're going to give you a couple of binders that are going to help give you that. You can buy whatever you want after that, as long as it gives appropriate compression. We get a lot of questions like, well, what about this faja? Mm-hmm. I don't know. Does it compress everything? Yeah, if it does, then great, use it. I mean, I don't know.
Smooth compression, that's ideal. And then Letitia goes on to ask, how do you avoid the ripples in the skin? So that's where like the board or foam, So what causes the ripples is the irregularities in the garment. So if the garment has more compression in one area than another, you're going to get an indentation versus the area where it's not compressing, you get a bulge. So in order to get smooth results, it has to be even compression all throughout. And if you have areas where you have natural folds in your skin, that may cause natural ripples and things of that nature. So using the foam or lipo boards, or is there any other products out there you can think of?
I mean, corsets, you know, I don't know. If you jump into the Hispanic culture, they have all sorts of body contouring, body shaping, like garments. So, yeah. So Sandy Valley says, I had a tummy tuck and your patients look really good. I had no contouring. Yeah,
that's the problem with the tummy tuck. They just don't do enough lipo.
You know, they're relying on this like social perception that, yeah, I'm a plastic surgeon or I'm a cosmetic surgeon. I can, you know, I'm going to tell you what I can do and what's amazing, and you're going to just take it and that's it. Okay. And so you go in there, and oftentimes we've heard the story. Yeah, I went to this guy in New York, and I paid him this amount of money, and this was what was supposed to be done, and I was on the table for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's sad. It really is. Listen, we're not going to try and pull the wool over your eyes. If we feel like we can intervene and we can give you an amazing look, we'll let you know. If we feel like we can't, we'll let you know too. But I guarantee 99% of the time, we're going to be able to make sure that you look amazing.
CC said, I had a consultation back in November 2021. Needed to reschedule. Do need to get another consultation. So, you know, clearly it's been a little bit of time. So we need to see updated photos. But call our office. You know, this is something we're trying to deal with. Is, you know, the people that we've already seen in the past. So we want to have them go through a formal consultation again. But the truth is that, you know, we get the opportunity to see you and discuss the situation specifically, so the expectations are on par. So it's very, I think it's valuable. If you want to do the formal consultation, then you should do that. If you're trying not to do that, then call the office and, you know, see if we can avoid it for you.
There's a Spanish console, a little hard to read. I think it's just a response to one of the previous conversations that we had.
Yeah, it looks like she's responding to someone.
Yeah, so we're gonna just kind of go past that.
Okay, Rebecca. So Rebecca said we may be providing boards. So we don't have boards. We do foam exclusively.
Yeah, and what the foam does is it just, you know, kind of diffuses the pressure from the garment. The garment's going to have this propensity to kind of bind up and create ridges, and so it helps keep the pressure even. Okay, we counsel you after you leave to kind of, you know, if you have a sit-down job, to create a stand-up workspace. Don't sit down for prolonged amounts of time. You know, I like yoga and long stretching, you know, during your healing process, because of that binder, you know, stretching it out nice, and it keeps it nice and loose, and as that scar tissue is forming. So yeah, there's a lot of different steps. There's a lot of different post-op groups that you can get into, but bottom line is you need compression where the skin sits against the abdominal wall, and you need you need a uniform, and then you just need to avoid the ridges. How long is the procedure? I don't know. It depends on how big you are, Patricia. So bottom line is we did, you know, I mentioned it earlier, we did a procedure, an abdominal 360 on I think she was 53,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, 53-year-old, and we got done in about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Yep.
So, I don't know.
So it's possible.
Yep.
Yuli Vera says, is it safe to use the BBL pillow if you're returning to work within 2 weeks and you have to sit for 20 minutes every 2 hours? You know, here's the truth. No one really knows. You know, you can sit and all I say is just do the best that you can do. Just do the best that you can do. And hopefully that's enough. And the reality is if you sit for a period of time, we won't know. No one will ever know. The only thing you're gonna see is that either the results are not gonna be as good. So do the best that you can with whatever you can. Use a pillow if you have to sit for that time period. Use the pillow and you know, hope that that's good enough.
So CC RSA, I think that's how you say it, asked, do you do lipo on the buffalo hump as well? Yeah, we do. Anywhere where there's a fat deposit, we can absolutely get our instruments into and suck out fat, okay?
Jennifer Smith says, "Where's the link for the quote?" For the quick quote, if you, since you're on Facebook, it's right up in the post there. We have the link. You can do that. Otherwise, you can go to our website, myshapelipo.com. There's for the quick quote as well as a formal consultation there. Rebecca says she was turned away several times from other practitioners.
So this is a guy right here. So just to let you know, we also do guys.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny because Trevor doesn't like doing guys. He says that they don't tolerate it very well. And
I didn't say I don't like doing it on guys.
I mean, no. Listen, we like doing it. He's just said, they're kind of more babies than the girls are, and I tend to agree with him. Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's not that guys. I don't think they feel anything different, but it's that when you've been subjected to pregnancies and pushing out a baby out of a small hole, it's a different baseline, and women seem to tolerate things better, and that's just a generalized, but that's not, it's not always true, obviously. But
I think my wife would attest to that too. She says when I get a man cold, it's like,
she said you're a pussy.
It's like influenza and what have you. So
Carla says, "Where's the clinic?" We're located in Las Vegas. Most of our patients, about 85% of them, are flying in from out of state. So we try and make this as easy as possible. And you might wonder why are people flying in from out of state? Well, you just got to look at the pictures here. You're just not getting this anywhere else. And the techniques and things that we're doing are allowing us to get these kind of results. So you might be able to get it for cheaper, or it might be closer to your house, but if you don't get these results, then that sucks.
So this is a recent girl. She's a couple months out, and she's coming back. She just scheduled, and we just did her medical clearance a couple of days ago. She's coming back to finish off the sides and lower back.
Yeah, so complete the 360.
Yeah, so again, pay attention in the pictures of where the boobs look from the profile view in comparison to the belly and how recessed they are. And this photo right here. Now she has a natural outward protruding abdominal wall. Okay.
So she's got visceral fat, that fat behind the muscle.
Yeah. So I mean, she's getting healthier. She's taking she's taking steps to change her lifestyle. She's coming back. We're gonna finish off her waistline. She goes, yeah, at first I wasn't gonna do it because everybody was just, oh my gosh, you look so good, and I thought I looked good, but then I thought, heck, I haven't had a waistline in a while, so yeah, let's do it.
It's gonna be amazing.
I'm like, okay, let's get it done.
It's gonna change your life. Stephanie says the cost of this. So Stephanie, we made it super easy. Just go get the quick quote. If you're on Facebook, just go up and click that link up in the post there. It's really easy. You don't have to give any pictures, anything of that nature. Now, if you like the price and you're ready to move forward, then the next step is your formal consultation. You can find that link on our website. This picture is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
This is,
especially with the tattoo, you can see the spacing on the skin.
And this was no fat transfer, is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. This is all just her natural canvas.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
But the thing I like the best is just the shape of the butt, the way we're able to shape the butt now. And this is what hasn't always been this way. I used to make people boxy. But I've changed, and then we've improved and gotten better, and now it's you can take these people with these SpongeBob shapes and turn them into these curvaceous queens.
Absolutely. Charlie4450 says, "What's a buffalo hump?" So the buffalo hump is that weird little
collection of fat that sits right above, like C7 and T1 on the spine, C7, T1 on the spine, and it collects there, and typically it's a genetic thing, or it can be caused by prolonged use of steroids. So,
it makes you look hunchback. Yep. So if people think you're hunchback or your shoulders are coming over, it's typically because you have fat on your back there. We take that away, and all of a sudden it looks like you're standing up straight.
So Keith Williams on YouTube asks, "What's the benefit of lipo versus a tummy tuck?" Okay, so with a tummy tuck, they're going to do a little bit of liposuction. What we're telling you is almost every provider out there that does tummy tucks is going to tell you you need a tummy tuck. Okay, and they're going to have this big long cut down along the lower suprapubic region. Okay, and they're going to cut, they're going to suck a little bit of fat out, and then they're going to sew it together. Okay, And they're going to do that because they're going to try and convince you, listen, your skin, oh no, you got way too much fat, your skin is it's going to sag down. But I'm telling you, we're both telling you, you're looking at photos. If you just do liposuction the way we do it, and we remove the fat, and either if you're a certain body habitus from the front and then do a second procedure, or if you're a certain body habitus where we can do all the way around, I'm telling you, you will not need a tummy tuck. The skin will come back and your results will look amazing. So, you know, to answer your question, bottom line is the way we do liposuction, you don't need a tummy tuck.
Okay, how many years does fat transfer to the breast last? So that's a good question, right? So the fat, I don't know if any of you have fat that goes away just because it's been a certain number of years. The fat that I have, it only gets bigger over the years. So the fat that we transfer to your breast is the same fat. It's your fat. And so your fat is going to act the same as your fat. So if you gain weight, the fat in your breast is going to get bigger. If you lose weight, the fat in your breast is going to get smaller. It's not going to go away. So this theoretically it's forever. You know, once we transfer the fat, once your body has accepted it, it's forever.
So Keith Williams says he has a dilemma. He got a quote last year. I would assume, Keith, by the number that you posted on YouTube, it was probably you got a really big front abdomen, and the number was pretty high. He got quoted, and apparently his wife got a consultation for a tummy tuck for half that price, and he does not want a tummy tuck. We're with you, Keith. Listen, so Trevor and I, we got together and we said, okay, how can we extend this service to so many more people and help so many more people, because this is like the coolest thing ever, and the results that we're getting is just changing lives. And so Trevor went to the drawing board and he created this like little system, and you know, we've got this system now where, you know, the prices have come down significantly. So when you're ready, actually right now, jump onto the My Shape Lipo page, you know, enter your numbers into the actual box, get your BMI, categorize yourself, and then you can see how much the prices have changed. So I don't think it's going to be $16,000 for the front of your abdomen.
No. You're going to be happy. Tricky Mickey, what's up?
Tricky Mickey, haven't heard from you for a while. Hope things are going well.
She's coming back.
Got a girl.
She's coming back.
Listen, if you guys want to party, just an absolute awesome human being to hang out with, get in touch with Tricky Mickey. She's
Anywhere in the
hilarious.
country, she'll come meet you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay. Chemically, women are able to handle pain much better than men. Now, I'm not going to go that far. I'm not going to go that far to say that. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. Maybe you are, maybe you aren't. I think it's honestly. I think it just has to do with your baseline. I can tolerate a lot, but some people can't. You know, I don't know whether it's men or women, but I think women, if you've been exposed to a lot of pain through childbirth or whatever the case, then you are willing to tolerate a lot more.
Yeah,
You know?
I think it's like a personal experience. I think, you know, Trevor and I, we joke, and sometimes when we have certain demographics that are on the table, you know, we joke back and forth, and for some reason, the younger demographic, 20s to early 30s, I just don't think that they've experienced enough life, maybe haven't wrecked a bike, haven't fallen out of a tree enough. I don't know. But bottom line is, that older generation typically understands that, listen, this is going to be a little uncomfortable. Let me get my mind right. Okay, let me tolerate it, and let me get through this couple of hours, and then I'm good.
You know how, like, when someone says it's the worst pain ever, well, where does your scale begin and end when you say worst pain ever? Because some little kid that has never experienced real serious pain may not, their scale of the worst pain ever might be a scratch on the hand or a big bruise or something.
Sure.
You know, other people have been, all kinds of crazy pain. I've torn muscles and had major injuries, broken arms.
Sure. No, it's funny because we absolutely go crazy about this fact that we should never ever be in pain ever, and that was this whole opioid epidemic that we went through and that we're trying to come back from. Bottom line is, people come into the ER all the time. Hey, how's your pain? Oh, it's a 10 out of 10. Well, you're not screaming. You don't have a bone sticking out through your leg, so it can't be a 10 out of 10. So people's perception is a little off. When you can control what goes on between the ears, and you can like conceptualize it and breathe through it, dude, typically you'd be amazed what people can tolerate.
Shannon, we miss you too, Tricky Mickey. Shannon says the fat behind the muscle, is it or is it unable to be removed? So the fat behind the muscle is considered visceral fat. So the term visceral fat, you got to remember that word. It's the fat behind the muscle. It surrounds your internal organs. We are unable to get it with liposuction. It's unsafe. You can't stick an instrument around your bowels. Not safe.
Yeah, but listen, once you do a bunch of lifestyle modifications, we do liposuction, we remove a significant amount of fat, and you start putting your body in a healthy disposition, a healthy state, your body's going to naturally get rid of some of those fat reserves around those organs.
Yep.
There's a couple of studies that are out that talks about the relationship of being very unhealthy and mortality rates in connection with the people that have a lot of fat around their organs.
So Gabriela says, how much does a down payment on a 360 lipo? So it really depends on what your category is. Go through our quick quote system. You can see that information right there. And the deposit is 25% of whatever the procedure costs. So go figure out your procedure costs on the quick quote, and then you can figure it out what the down payment will be.
And listen, here's the most amazing thing about what's going on in our society. Yeah, I get it that Ukraine and Russia are doing whatever, and there's some uncertainty of what's going to happen with the economy. But bottom line is, after the pandemic, okay, I mean, during the pandemic and now, there are a lot of like businesses that need workers. So there is not a shortage of opportunities to make money to pay for this. It's really not. Like if you want to work and you're committed, I guarantee you could work every hour of every day of every week. Okay?
You do side gigs like Uber, and I mean, there's so many opportunities now.
This is like the easiest way to make money ever in any dispensation. It's just, like find your side hustles, find your gigs, and and just plan for it and commit to it.
Look at this. SpongeBob to Hourglass.
Look at that upside down heart. Doesn't that look amazing?
And that was fat transfer too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lipo with fat transfer. So you see how that you make the waist smaller and add a little volume to the butt, it makes the contrast that much bigger.
Listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think this looks amazing. This was, this was one of those patients that I was doing when I was out on my own, and I think you can agree that you evolve as a clinician, and I think I look at it and I think, man, could I have given her a better job? I mean, it still looks amazing, right? Could I have made that waistline a little bit skinnier? I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, always see that's what I've always asked myself, that even when we see all these pictures, these amazing results, I'm critiquing it and looking for where could perfection, where can we strive more to get better? How can we improve just a little bit more? If we can improve just a little bit more time and time again, it becomes big, huge dramatic change.
So Latita, or is that Leticia?
Leticia.
Anxiety for me is through the roof. I can hear machine making noise. Do you let a person listen to music, AirPods? Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I promise we will get you through this procedure. Okay, I promise.
We have music. We listen to music. If you want to put headphones on, some people do that. We have our medical assistant who talks to you, keeps you busy the whole procedure. Kale loves to talk a lot.
Listen, the reason I do is because it's a calming effect, and the reason that I got into this is because I feel like I can make a difference, and I can give good karma to the universe. I mean, if I wanted to get a job where I was just, working on people that wouldn't talk back to me, I'd go into maybe like the surgical room, right? And do, joint replacements with somebody.
Ultimately for you to get more comfortable, the procedure is not exquisitely painful because we use numbing medication. It's more weird. And so the people like I just went to the dentist and I didn't feel a whole lot, but it was weird as hell, and I didn't like it. So that's what you're going to experience. You may not like it, but it's not exquisitely painful. And most people can tolerate it fairly well. So it's just about distracting you, and that's what we do. We try to do a good job of that with music or talking to you, or if you want to cover your eyes or you want to wear headphones, whatever helps you get through the process.
So this is a cool photo right here. You see this lady. We oftentimes get the question asked, well, if I come in and I get liposuction, how many pounds am I going to go down on the scale? And this is like the best answer. These are her photos. She marked it at 256.6. Okay, you can see the big roll that hangs over the pelvic region, you know, and then this is 3 weeks later without any compression. I mean, are the numbers like significant? No, it's not. But are the results amazing? Yeah, absolutely. And we've taken out a lot of volume out of her stomach, and we've sculpted her body, and she looks great.
Yeah.
So fat is not very dense. Muscle is a lot denser than fat, and so it's going to throw that number up way like significantly. So I mean, I don't know.
Stop focusing on the number.
The number doesn't matter.
Just get the results.
Yep.
Get the results. All right. Let's see, one last question. We got one here.
MZB Having says, gorgeous. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Keith Williams, jump on our webpage and get your quick quote, and let's get you taken care of. Listen, I'm telling you, you're not going to be at 16 grand for the front of the abdomen anymore. No, we've extended this so that we can, you know, perpetuate an amazing change on a lot more people's lives, and it is something that's super cool, and we enjoy doing.
Okay, do people sleep, and can we sleep through it? Not likely. Not likely. We're not doing that. It's not general anesthesia, so it doesn't. And even general anesthesia, you're not sleeping. They actually stop you from breathing.
Yeah, they're breathing for you.
Yeah, they breathe for you. So it's not like you go to sleep. This whole illusion like you're going to sleep is you're not sleeping. They use medication that separates you from your consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
So not a good idea. You're awake, and it's safer that way. It's way safer. So do your research. We want to inform you as much as possible. So thank you so much for watching. Now, when you're ready to make this change, first thing, just go get your quick quote. It's so quick, it's so easy, and you get your numbers. You know what this is going to cost. You're going to have an idea if this is something that can work for you. And then when you become more serious and you're ready to change your life and start your transformation, the next step is getting your formal consultation. Both of these things can be scheduled on our website, myshapelipo.com. So take the next step. Change your life. All these pictures right here, these are just examples of what's possible for you. And please, if you haven't joined our private Facebook group, go join there. Go on Facebook, search My Shape Lipo Support Group, and you can meet with many of our previous patients. So, any last words?
Listen, bottom line is it's getting to be summertime. It was announced at the hotels that it's gonna, like, this weekend is pool season, right? And it's the 1st of March. Let's get you ready for the summertime. Call us up. Let's get you in. Let's get you creating some memories with your loved ones. You don't have to hide from them.
Yep.
Okay.
It's time to start living again. Start living your best life. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.